Ganesh, also known as Ganapati, is the son of Shiva and Parvati. He is revered as the god of new beginnings and wisdom, and is also recognized as the remover of obstacles. Hindus traditionally worship Ganesh at the start of any ritual. He resides on Mount Kailasa with his parents and the Shivaganas. His mount is a small mouse named Mushaka. Ganesh is also the god of letters and learning and is sometimes called Vinayaka. He is distinguished by his elephant head. Ganesh Chaturthi is a festival that pays homage to Lord Ganesh, the remover of obstacles, and celebrates the day of his birth. However, there is not one but several stories associated with the birth of Ganesh. In this video, we bring to you the 5 most common stories associated with Ganesh's birth. The first story is the most common and popular amongst them all. Per this legend, one day on Mount Kailasa, in the home of Shiva and Parvati, Parvati decided to take a bath. She instructed Nandi to guard the entrance and not allow anyone inside. As Parvati was bathing, Shiva returned home and Nandi, recognizing his master, allowed him to enter. When Parvati saw Shiva, she was displeased, feeling that Nandi had disobeyed her instructions. Parvati desired a Gana who would be loyal only to her and follow her commands without question. She shared her thoughts with her friends, and one suggested that she create a Gana who would be entirely devoted to her. Parvati liked the idea and crafted a statue of a brave human boy from saffron. After reciting a few incantations, the statue came to life. She adorned the boy with ornaments and instructed him to stand guard. The boy dutifully obeyed. A short time later, Shiva attempted to enter the house, but the boy refused to let him in. Shiva, surprised by the boy's defiance, demanded entry, but the boy remained steadfast and even struck Shiva with his staff. Angered, Shiva ordered his Ganas to bring the boy to him. When the Ganas approached the boy, they asked him about his identity, and he declared that he was Parvati's son. The Ganas hesitated, knowing that Parvati was Shiva's wife, and were unsure whether to attack or not. They returned to Shiva and informed him that the boy claimed to be Parvati's son. Shiva, however, commanded them to attack. The Ganas attacked, but the boy defeated all of them, including Nandi, and the few survivors fled back to Shiva. When Brahma, Vishnu, and Indra heard of the conflict, they approached Shiva. Shiva instructed Brahma to go with some sages to reason with the boy. However, when the sages approached, the boy immediately attacked, forcing Brahma and the sages to retreat. Hearing this, Shiva became enraged. He ordered his son Kartikeya along with Indra to lead the Devaganas and Devas in a battle against the boy. Parvati, upon learning of this, sent 2 Shaktis, Kali and Durga, to counterattack. Kali and Durga routed the entire army, forcing the Devas, Kartikeya, and the Ganas to retreat to Shiva. Infuriated, Shiva himself went to the battle against the boy, accompanied by Vishnu, Brahma, Kartikeya, Indra, the Devas, the Devaganas, the Shivaganas, and Nandi. Shiva and Vishnu watched as the boy defeated everyone who challenged him. Realizing that the only way to overcome the boy was through trickery, they devised a plan. Vishnu approached the boy on Garuda, and in response, the boy hurled his mace. Vishnu deflected it with his own mace. Shiva then attacked the boy from behind with his trident. But the boy struck the trident from Shiva's hand. When Shiva took up his bow, the boy destroyed it with his mace. Vishnu then used his Sudarshan Chakra to cut the boy's mace in half. The boy threw a fragment of the broken mace at Vishnu, but Garud caught it in his beak. As the boy raised his staff to strike Vishnu, Shiva seized the moment and threw his trident at the boy, beheading and killing him. The Devas and Ganas rejoiced at the boy's defeat. However, when Parvati learned of her son's death, she was filled with rage. She summoned thousands of Shaktis and ordered them to attack the Devas and Ganas. The Shaktis began to annihilate them. In desperation, Vishnu and Brahma rushed to Parvati and pleaded with her to call off the Shaktis. Parvati relented and made the Shaktis disappear. She then demanded that Brahma and Vishnu revive her son. Following Shiva's instructions, Brahma and Vishnu went north and retrieved the head of the first animal they encountered, an elephant. Brahma attached the elephant's head to the boy's body, and the boy was immediately brought back to life. They brought the boy to Parvati. However, Parvati was displeased seeing the elephant head. She felt that nobody would respect her son and would instead mock him to have an elephant head on a human body. Shiva apologized and declared that the boy would henceforth be known as Ganesh. He would be worshipped forever and invoked at the beginning of any ritual. Shiva declares that any worship, yajna, or ritual without invoking Ganesh would not be successful. Shiva also gave him the title Vigneshwara, meaning the remover of obstacles. The Gandharvas showered flowers on Ganesh, and Vishnu and Brahma blessed him. Shiva and Parvati then happily continued their life on Mount Kailasa with Ganesh and Kartikeya. The second story is a lesser known version from the Brahma Vaivarta Puran, which narrates a different version of Ganesha's birth. As per this story, on the insistence of Shiva, Parvati fasted for years to propitiate Vishnu so that he would grant her a son. Vishnu, after the completion of the sacrifice, announced that he would incarnate himself as her son in every kalpa. Accordingly, Ganesh was born to Parvati as a charming infant. This event was celebrated with great enthusiasm, and all the gods were invited to take a look at the baby. However, Shani, the son of Surya, hesitated to look at the baby since Shani was cursed with the gaze of destruction. However, Parvati insisted that he looked at the baby. After much contemplation, Shani came to a decision and looked at goddess Parvati's baby from the edge of his left eye, and immediately the infant's head fell off. Seeing Shiva and Parvati grief-stricken, Vishnu mounted Garuda, his divine eagle, and rushed to the banks of Pushpabhadra river, from where he brought back the head of a young elephant. The head of the elephant was joined with the headless body of Parvati's son, thus reviving him. The infant was then named Ganesh, and all the gods blessed Ganesh and wished him power and prosperity. Another tale of Ganesha's birth relates to an incident in which Shiva unknowingly killed Aditya, also known as Surya or the sun god. Shiva restored life in Surya, but this did not pacify the outraged sage Kashyap, who was one of the 7 great rishis and the father of Surya. Kashyap cursed Shiva and declared that Shiva's son would lose his head. The curse became effective, and Shiva's son Ganesh was beheaded immediately. When this happened, the head of Indra's elephant was used to replace it, and thus Ganesh was born again. Still another tale states that on one occasion, Parvati's used bathing water was thrown into the Ganga river, and this water was drunk by the elephant-headed goddess Malini, who gave birth to a baby with 4 arms and 5 elephant heads. Both Malini and the river goddess Ganga tried to claim the divine son as theirs, but Shiva declared him to be Parvati's son, and reduced his 5 heads into one and enthroned him as the controller of obstacles, thus naming him Vignesh.